Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Friday, May 7th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am here to get my coloring on. Alrighty, come on in. Relax. Let's have some fun with this, as we always do. Got several things I want to tell you about. Hello to everybody coming in. I hope everybody's having a good day and a good evening and a good morning, depending on where you are. We'll get a couple of our announcements in. Hey Christy, hi. Hey Lila. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Every once in a while. All right. So let's talk about what's going on here. Good evening, Mary. Hello. Okay. So Sunday, as you all know, I'm sure, is Mother's Day. Congratulations to all you moms out there. Hi, Melissa. And let's see, Sunday, May 16th, our rose contest ends. That's the one that Melba Carter drew for us. And the face contest ends, which is from Color with Claire. And then on Sunday, May 23rd, our Hearts contest ends. Please mark your calendars, guys. We have such a lot of things going on here. And I have a special announcement, which I'll let you know in a couple minutes. But first of all, we want to say thank you to Helen Elliston, who sent us stickles. Look at this, and look at these colors, guys. This one here is called Sunset. Beautiful, beautiful color. So we have got more bling here. This one's a beautiful copper color. This is called a platinum color. Yeah, they are yummy. This is called Glisten, which is a holographic color. This is a rose gold. Beautiful, beautiful colors, guys. Icicle here. Another holographic. And this is called Sunset. So, oh my gosh, we've got beautiful, beautiful colors. Thank you, Helen. All right. We are such a blessed group. All right, so my special announcement, and hello to everybody that's up in the observation deck, the gallery, whatever we want to call it, who are watching. Love to have you guys come in. Feel free to drop down and say hello at any time. And today I'm going to color from this book. It's called Find Color. Beautiful, beautiful book. Zoom in. I had purchased this book a while back, and this is by Gugeli, Gugeli. I actually got it from, where did I get it? From Wish, I bought it. Looked for it on Amazon, not available there. Hi Maddie, hi Rhonda. Zoom out. Zoom out. Book is absolutely beautiful. The paper is a heavy cardstock. And the illustrations in it are absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Love this particular piece here, this 2-pager. Rita from Guatemala. So it's drop dead gorgeous stuff. Oh, there you go. Christy says a number of vendors on Etsy carry it. I don't know what price they're getting for it. But oh my gosh, guys, the illustrations are just absolutely gorgeous. They really are. I actually may be working on a couple of images tonight. We'll see. Hey, Stephanie, good to see ya. Katie, Rebecca. And now that more of you are here today, the fun and special announcement is, drum roll, do you guys know who Color with Claire is? Yes or no? Oh, Christy says she bought it as a gift for someone and you paid, yeah, just shy of $30 for it. Yeah, that sounds about right. So do you guys know who Color with Claire is? Yep, Claire, Maddie knows. Rhonda knows. Melissa knows. Okay, good. Because Claire, Color with Claire, will be here live Friday, May 14th. She is our next guest coming in. Hi, Helen, you know Claire. Alrighty. So hopefully that excites you. She's excited to be here. Very, very nice lady. So mark your calendars for the 14th, because she is going to be here. All right. So I'm going to be coloring out of Fine Color tonight. Something totally different. Nope, I'm not talking about Marjorie. And this book here, beautiful, beautiful book, not available on Amazon. It's Claire, Maddie. And I'm going to be working on probably a couple of images just to show you some different things. So sit back and enjoy. And we'll have a lot of fun with this. All right. So this is what I'm going to start on. And I'm going to be starting on with my chalks. All right, and let me look for something, guys. Hold on, give me a minute. Every once in a while, something scoots away from me. So I'm going to start out with the tree here. And I'm going to do something a little bit different just to show you. The back, these are very delicate colors, so I'm going to be using peaches and oranges. And what I want to show you on this particular piece is I'm going to Collor Cool Craft Book on Etsy has this book for $20. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can hunt it down. The paper is superb. And again, this time I'm just using paper towel to get this background that I want, which is my soft oranges and pinks. Hi, Melba. Now, I'm actually using 3 chalk colors here. Is the orange, like I said, the orange, the pink. It's a medium orange, a light orange, and then a medium pink. It's called Find Color. And the name of the author is, let me spell it for you, Gugeli. Oh, that's too bad you missed yesterday, Maddie. Helen was here. Oh, not Maddie. I'm sorry, Melba. I misspoke. Excuse me. Now, what I want you to see is that it's perfectly okay when you're working with trees like this to go ahead and work up your background. And I'm using my Faber-Castell chalks. And I'm following the outline of the branches. Helen, thank you again for those stickles. I showed them at the beginning of the program that we now have them. Were you in the room when I showed them? Oh man, this looks gorgeous already. absolutely beautiful. Yeah, those stickle colors, Helen, those will look really cool. Okay, now today, since I'm using all pencil and all chalks, I did not spray with my Krylon. I'm going to experiment with that later. Because I'm not planning on using any markers on this. No, this is line art. This is, it's actually pencil. Something very similar to what we were showing yesterday in Helen's books. These have been drawn with pencil. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of green and put a little bit on there. You can do it with pencil or chalk, but I'm going to do it with chalk. Yeah, grayscale is done from a picture, an image, like what Ruth Sanderson does. This is drawn by the artist. It is not grayscale. That's what makes this book so beautiful, is that these are beautifully drawn images. Now, I'm using 2 shades of green, a darker and a lighter. And I'm very sparingly using it. Now, in the Chinese tradition, if you don't want to add the green, that's fine. But I thought that that would look really cool. All right. Now, I have not tested how well this stuff erases. So I need to see if the gray is going to come off with my eraser. It does just a little bit, but nothing to be super concerned about. Zoom out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with pencil . So what were the surprises I'm missing, Pearl? Surprises, surprises in twos. What's going on? Oh, got 2 packages that you weren't expecting, says Pearl. Okay. And here I only got 1. Oh, funny. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, zoom in, zoom in. And I'm going to start detailing my flowers. And I'm going to detail them in oranges and pinks. Yeah, I wasn't expecting those stickles either today at all. They were supposed to come in like 2 weeks from now. Now, you guys know that I'm all about duality of color, dimension, depth, detail, zoom out. And this is going to be especially pretty with these flowers. And then you can see I've also put in the green. And what I'm doing is I'm coloring my flowers the basic pink, and then I'm adding the orange detail. Zoom out. Now, you have a choice here. Which I'll show you in a moment. Well, Lila, now you're going to have to show us a coloring done with your new paint set. So here's your choice. Zoom in, zoom in. On this particular piece, you can choose to leave the pencil unblended, zoom in, zoom in, or you can go ahead and both are going to look good, or you can go ahead and blend them up a little bit. Either look is going to look great. Now this paper works beautifully for blending. I'm not sure what the cardstock is. I'll have to see if somewhere in the book it tells me. But you can decide for yourself what you ultimately want that, how you want it to ultimately look. Unblended, you've got that roughness from the paper, from the cardstock. And blended, of course, it smooths that out. And both happen to look very good. Now, if you happen to be working in this book, it is critical that you tint your colors. So Maddie says she likes unblended. And notice I'm not blending a lot, so I'm using like a hybrid of the two. And the other thing you can do, which I'll do on this next round because I want to show you this, you can do a combination of the two for blending. Is to put down your pink color, blend it, and then put your orange on top without blending. Does that make sense? But again, guys, tint your colors until you know where you want to be with this. And with you're dealing with Oriental art like this, you don't want to do anything rash or heavy. Zoom out. Now, Oriental art may not be your thing, but as I always tell you, it's not what I'm coloring, it's how I'm coloring that you should be interested in. And this technique of blending one color underneath and then putting your next color on top without blending will give you a completely different look. And that's what I wanted to show you. Sometimes, based on what you're coloring on, you don't want to blend. And hopefully you can see that on camera. And remember, keep your pencils turning. I always micro turn my pencils when I lift them. Keeps my point sharper. Zoom out. Oh, Rhonda wants me to zoom in. Okay, zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So you can see on this particular image, I'm letting the roughness of the pencil be part of the art. Blended pink, unblended orange. Zoom out. Zoom out. You're welcome, Rhonda. Zoom out. Zoom out. Look how absolutely gorgeous that looks, guys. Now, this pencil art that this book is known for is really going to make your coloring shine. Again, guys, this is not grayscale. And for those of you who were in the room at the time that I announced it, Color with Claire will be visiting us on the 14th. Yay! Can't wait to have Claire in here. Zoom in. What a beautiful piece this is. And I like doing pieces like this because I want you to see how beautifully they develop. Oh, and we've got a little flyaway down here. So we'll catch that real quick. I absolutely love this paper to work on. It is a dream. It takes the pencil well. Let me look and see something if it tells me what paper this is. Oh, it probably does, but it's in Chinese, so I don't know. Zoom out. Oh, there's a beautiful one too. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous book, guys. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so no, I don't know what the paper is on this. I didn't research it on the internet. Here's a nice, really nice piece. Oh, Sherry says you're doing the one with the images in her hair? Okay, cool. Look on, Sherry, look on the page number and tell me what page number it is, because they're all numbered. Now, the other thing that I want you to pick up about this book is that because of the way that the images are drawn, this would be a perfect example of how to draw branches. And springboarding off of what we were talking about with Helen last night, this is perfectly doable for you to draw these lines and draw these branches and emulate this on one of your coloring pages. I may make a contest out of that. Ooh, coming up with an idea here. And again, in coloring this one, you can either just leave Oh, okay, Sherry. Can you maybe text the image to me real quick and I'll show it in the book? I didn't know that this book was available in PDF. Now, your color combinations on these flowers, if you wanted to go with a yellow and an orange, for example, totally up to you how you want to blend this. You could do blues if you wanted. Soft blues would look absolutely gorgeous. All right, now, and look at the difference in color. This is the pink with the orange, and this is just the pink. So I did this so you can see the contrast in colors. Beautiful, beautiful piece, guys. Zoom in. And again, I want you, when you're watching me do something like this, I want you thinking about your coloring projects that you have that you're working on and how you can apply this. All right, now I'm just going to put a little bit of orange up here, but leave those other flowers pink. Same over here on the right. And guys, when you're coloring, I don't want you thinking that you have to fill everything in. You don't. Well, Lila, if you work away from that, having to color everything in, you're going to find a lot more depth and dimension in your images. You've seen me color solid things, or areas, but not put the color in solid and then come in with a secondary color. Good night, Katie. The only semi-annoying thing about this paper is I can't slide my paper towel. It grips the paper. So right now, in all these pink areas, I'm just scribbling in a little bit of orange. Not much. Just enough to give us that new color. Zoom out. Now, you know I'm going to be doing more with this, right? All right, let's get a little more done here. And again, guys, think about what you're coloring now that you could apply this to, particularly like flowers. See, notice with this pink, I'm not coloring all of it in. Zoom in, zoom in. I'm leaving some of this leaf open with the pink because I know that I'm going to be blending it, number one, and I also know that I'm going to be adding another color to it. And what I'm doing with my coloring is I'm getting you guys away from feeling that you have to color everything in and fill up everything. You don't. This piece has some beautiful, beautiful line art. And you don't want to be wiping that out with your pencils either. Oop, got a little bit in the gutter there. Okay, Sherry, I'll look in the book and see if we've got that one image. Mm-mm. Okay. And now I'm going in with my second orange. Or not second orange, excuse me, my second color, which is my orange. And I really, really hope that you guys, look at this cluster right here. Zoom in. I hope you can see how beautifully these colors are coming together. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, even though I'm going through and I'm darkening the colors in, of the flowers on here, I want you to look at this side by side for a second when I move my hand. Zoom out. All right, so we could have gone through and done nothing with this and just left it this pale pink, which would have been absolutely beautiful, guys. It really would. That's just your personal preference, and that's what's so neat about this image. I mean, I could have put my green on here, just put some touches of pink on here, just a little bit, and then left it that way. But I decided that I wanted this just to be a little more vibrant. But even though I'm saying vibrant, it's still soft colors, right? Just absolutely beautiful, guys. And this touch of the greens in here that I put in here brings it up beautifully. So everybody's seen now the differences between the two. Yeah, soft pastels and then pencil or watercolor pencils. Yeah, yeah. And again, I want you to see the progression of this color. Across the page. Okay, so let's wander a little further. The possibilities are endless on this. You could use watercolor pencils. These are not watercolor, these are the standard pencil. This happens to be, what is it? Oh, Shuttle Art. And the other one is Root Funner. Zoom in. Oh yeah, Sherry, that's right. And you know what, guys? This is one of those pieces, to me, you're creating art. I mean, coloring is art, but to do something like this, the book itself is just, I think, worth the purchase just to see the sketches that this gentleman has done. I'm assuming it's a man. Anything that's Oriental art tends to be minimalistic. And this is why I wanted to show you this piece. With this particular pencil work. If you like Oriental art, this is the book to have, just to look at. But love the paper, love the way the pencils work on them. Zoom out. Now, I've got a bunch of the pink here, which I'm going to go ahead and rub with my finger. So, I'm not going to put too much orange in here. I'm just going to hint at it. And I'm putting so little in here that this is one of those your brain sees, but your eye doesn't really. Zoom out. Let's see how we're looking here on this. Isn't that gorgeous? I keep trying to brush this one spot away. It's a leaf. All right. So look at the difference now between the left and the right on this whole piece. Beautiful. And I'm just going to add a little bit of tinting with my paper towel that I missed on this one around this branch. There we go. Okay. Zoom in. Anybody have any questions at all about how I'm doing these flowers? So I'm squiggling a little bit of color, my first color, on here. I am not filling it in. And then I'm coming back with my second color. And as I told you earlier, you can decide whether you want to blend this in or not. It depends on the look that you want. What artistic bent do you want to put on this? Now this this ink is holding up beautifully in my blending. Hi, Sandra. All right, and we'll hit that with the orange. I can't wait for you to see this whole piece when it's done. Beautiful, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. And again, if you had chosen just to do the pastels on here, the chalks, perfectly fine. It's whatever look that you ultimately want to show. Hey Sandra, I've been meaning to ask you, how's Pete been doing? Whoops, blender pencil. Okay. And we have a few little leaves drifting down. Get those little puppies. Just a little bit of pink, a little bit of orange. Good to go. Well, I'm glad to hear he's doing okay. Sorry about Rosie. Now, if you get to the point that you can't see where the artist has put something like the flowers and stuff, that's where it's perfectly okay to go ahead and add your own. All right. So pink and orange with a little bit of green. Chalk background around the outside of the trees, limbs. Choosing to blend or not to blend, up to you. It's your piece, you decide. All right. And remember, critical, you tint in your colors. What does that mean? You come in lightly, and then you're adding your different tonal values by adding the orange. And by the way, guys, please share this video, this live, that will go to video on your timeline so others can enjoy it. Spread the joy. Oh, gorgeous, guys. Zoom out. All right, let me do something here. So that you can see a more accurate view. So bear with me while I move the camera a little bit. There we go. Much better. And now you can see the whole piece. Voila, beautiful, delicate. All right. Questions, comments? Now, remember when I got these pens that are the different grays? They are the Jelly Roll, and they're not black, but they're gray. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with the tree just a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to our little girl. Good night, Miss Lila. Good night, Lila. Good night, Lila. Good night, Lila. So glad you were here with us tonight. Zoom in. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to emphasize some of the black on the tree. Zoom in. Totally optional to do this. But it's really going to give you a beautiful contrast to the pink that we just put into this. And what I'm doing is I'm picking the main branches to do this. And I'm making basically light swishy lines. Zoom out. And I'm only emphasizing a little bit. So right here I will probably stop. I'm just coming down here just to where that little, where the tree branches out, the limb. And the really neat thing about doing this, guys, is it gives you the muscle memory if you ever decide to draw something like this yourself. And I hope that you can see how absolutely drop dead gorgeous that this looks. I'm using a very narrow pen, and I'm not drawing a thick line. All the way down, I'm just swiping with my pen. Oh, Amy, take care. So glad you could join tonight. Zoom in. Now what I want you to see here is, see how I'm just swishing these lines? I'm keeping them light and delicate. And again, where the trees separate, I'm just going ahead and darkening that just a little bit. Maybe one or two swishy lines, and that's it. You don't want to upset the harmony of this image. Let me go back here. There we go. Now, I'm taking my visual cue from the author, the artist, who made some of these darker and some lighter. And all I'm doing is just emphasizing where he emphasized. Nothing exotic. Does that make sense, everybody? Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, if you want to emphasize a line that you don't want to do in black, that's where these gray, different gray pens will come in very handy. So if you've lost some of your branches because of the chalks and the pencil, you can go back in with your different values of your gray and play with those a little bit. So I've chosen my Moonlight 06 color, which just happens to work. And I'm just sketching back in some of these lines that got lost a little bit. Oh man, gorgeous. Makes me want to draw my own tree, I'll tell you. I mean, look, here's a branch that I'm just going to draw. Zoom in. Everybody see how I did that? I just drew a line here and a line there. Isn't that cool? So anywhere that I feel that I've lost my branch, I'm just going to go ahead and hit that with a little bit of this gray and get that little puppy back in there. No biggie. Now don't get carried away. I've got to slap my own hand that I don't continue with this. Zoom out. And I think that that's good as it is. Now, I may take separate paper one of these times and just sit down and draw my own, just for giggles and laughs. All right. Oh my gosh, guys, drop dead gorgeous. So let's move on to our little girl now and have fun with her outfit. So I want to keep everything soft and within the same color family. And I'm going to go ahead and pinks, purples work beautifully. So I'm going to pop in a very light purple. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. Give me a second while I select my colors. And guys, like I said, this paper is an absolute dream to work with. All right. Now, I am barely touching the paper on this. Zoom in. Now, we've got a lot of popcorn effect because of that's just because of the way the paper is. So I'm going to be blending that in. I just wanted to show you that little bit here. But what you're going to start to see is this purple is working beautifully with the pink that I've got. Whoop, went on her hand. Hold on. Let me move you over here. Excuse me while I adjust a little bit. There we go. Much better. Now, another good medium for this would be chalks. Rather than the pencil, but I've gone with the pencil, so I'm working with it. If you're not comfortable with blending, guys, use your chalks. Now, notice how you're getting a darker purple when you blend. And that's because your blending pencil, remember, this is a very, this is a rougher paper. So I'm pushing the color into the divots, and that's causing the color to intensify. So be aware of that, because you're going to want to test your pencil on this paper somewhere else in the book so that you know what's going to happen with it. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, now look at our purples with our pinks here. Oh, the Lyra Rembrandt Ronda? Cool. Now, if you're not satisfied with the blend, you can take a little bit of your odorless mineral spirits, and what I'm doing is I'm dipping my blending pencil into the mineral spirits in a well-ventilated room. And I'm blending these streaks a little bit better. This is optional, of course. And what that's going to do is that'll break up that pigment. Now I'm going to wipe off my blending pencil. And then bring my pencil back in. And now you can see that that's filling in a little better, a lot better. Zoom in. Now, don't get too crazy with your mineral spirits, guys. All right. And if all this fussing bothers you, then just go ahead and use your chalks. And that way you won't have to worry about this. I'm just showing you an alternate way to color. And you can see how I'm getting a nice smooth finish here. There we go. Zoom out. Good night, Miss Pearl. All right. Now I want to soften up the look of the clothing because I want it to look billowy. So I'm simply taking my Prismacolor white and I'm going over the top of this. Zoom in. And we're getting a really neat chiffon-y look, if that's a word. And then in these areas where these folds are, we'll go ahead and pop in these little puppies. And be sure to hit those with your pencil because you want to lighten them up as well, okay? So you want them there, but you don't want them in your face about it. And again, I'm just doing lightly repetitive strokes here, guys. You know, I talk to you about that all the time. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody see how beautiful now her kimono is looking. Any questions about how I'm getting that? Good night, Melba. Oh, Melba, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Doggone it. Okay, does everybody see how this outfit is taking shape now? Zoom out. Zoom out. Look at that, guys. The purple and the pink complement each other perfectly. A Circle of Life is a really great book, isn't it? All right. Now, let's go in and talk about a little shading here. I'm going to come in with a gray pencil. And I'm going to start defining now. Zoom in. This is the color gray I'm using. It happens to be a Castle Arts 118. It's a charcoal gray. And I'm going to go right over that purple on my edges. And then I'm going to bring it in. And this is where you're going to start getting your beautiful, beautiful depth on this, guys. So I'm doing things like shading around this tassel. And that's going to make it pop beautifully. And the gray is perfect for blending and getting a nice light color. Excuse me, not light color, smooth color. And I'm hoping that you can see the richness of this on camera as I'm bringing this color in. And the depth especially. And this is where you're going to want to use your gray on the outside and then down into these folds. So you're not compromising your color, and you're adding a really nice depth to this. How's that looking on camera, guys? You seeing this? Zoom in. And look how cool that cord looks by doing that. Zoom out. I really wish you could see this in person, guys. No, I don't think I would do glitter glue on the rope just because, well, maybe. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit of pink in the rest of the outfit. Now I'm working my purple and my pink together. So I laid down my pink, gonna blend that. So notice now my pink highlight, but I'm going to go ahead and tint that with a reddish purple. And that way we're going to have a very, very compatible outfit. And I guess I shouldn't say tint. I'm going to tone it with this purple. So I'm creating a whole different tone now with that. Made a little bit of mistake here. Did Melba go to bed? Zoom out. Okay. Does anybody, you've been kind of quiet tonight, guys. Questions? I'm glad you like the picture. Picture. And then with my white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and play with the highlights of it. And what I really want you to see now is how that highlighting is going to really make this look light and airy. So if you have an oriental coloring like this, you want everything to look ridiculously soft. And that's what this white pencil now is doing. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. I really, really hope that this is translating onto the screen for you. And then I'm going to take my white pencil I'm going to soften my pink areas here of my clothing. And notice that I'm keeping the white towards the center. And that is telling your eye then that there's depth there. Okay. Now we have a scarf here that we want to make it look like it's translucent. Not hard to do. Watch how I do that. Is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to lightly go over the pink where the scarf is over the pink. Barely touching it. And then go over the purple and then I'm going to take my white zoom in and go over the area here. Everybody see how I'm getting that cool translucent look? And then I'm going to come up into the blue, purple, and soften that as well. Look at that, guys. Isn't that cool? So if you're wondering how to do that, that's one way to do it. And I'm going to run a couple streaks up here. See this? We'll go ahead and just touch that just a little bit. And then follow up with a white. Same with the pink. Isn't that cool? Zoom out. Looky, looky. Looky, looky, looky. There goes Cookie. Zoom out. Zoom out. I'm having a lot of fun doing this for you. And again, even if you're not into Oriental stuff, doesn't matter. I want you to look at the techniques that I'm using. All right. I keep trying to brush away these little spots on here. Oh, what a lovely piece. What a lovely piece. All right. Hey, Wanda. Okay, so let's play around with the hair a little bit. And the reason that I want to do that is because there are a lot of little ribbon thingies. And so I want to start defining that hair. So let's go ahead and play with that a little bit. Had a long day, Wanda, huh? Okay, so as I said, the reason that I want to work on this hair is because I want some definition of what's what. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling in the darker hair. And as soon as I can see those strands, I'll be able to work with the rest of my hair color. Let's see here what we got. Now, here's the thing, guys. Zoom in. If you're not sure of what something is, then again, use your darker pencil to start pulling out those pieces. And it'll start making sense. Now, mind you, as I've told you a bazillion times before, even though I've got this darker portion, I'm doing it very lightly, and I'm turning my pencil, right? Turn, turn, turn. Zoom in. I hope you guys can see how this is finally, not finally, but starting to take shape. And you guys see now how I've got this braid here that I'm going ahead and I'm outlining that very lightly. Cool. Now, when you're doing something like this, which is an absolutely gorgeous picture, you can almost pretend as though you were sketching it. See how I'm adding this stuff here? And I promise you that as you're coloring this, it's going to start to make sense. And you're going to be making these little add-ons and shadings without even thinking about it. Zoom out. Does everybody see how this picture now is really starting to make sense now that I'm going through and accentuating or highlighting? some of the darker areas on this hair. Now, Oriental hair is very easy to do for the most part. I think we got a little ribbon right here. Zoom in. When you're not sure of something, yeah, I got a little ribbon. I'm going to outline it. You can always erase it later. Everybody see how I'm catching those details on this? Okay, now I've got some little round thingies here. So I'll go ahead and just pop a little line around those. And actually, the more I look at this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some cloth right here, and that's telling me that that is part of that little top she's wearing. So I'm going to recover that with my eraser.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, Siri, but thank you.
Okay.
So we've got a little bit of a collar here in purple. So I'm going to catch that now with some pencil. Pretty. Everybody see how they did that? Alexa can't understand you with your lisping after surgery. Oh, Rhonda. Yeah, and Sandra, you're right. It's almost as if the artist wants you to sketch over the drawing to make it your own. And guys, that's the beauty of this book. I mean, see how I've added that collar now? And then I'm just going to go ahead and bring in a few strands. So now I've got that collar in there. How cool is that? Now, for those of you that say you can't draw, oh my gosh, this book, it leads you. It really does. zoom out. I should bring Rhonda on camera so we can hear how she sounds. Oh my gosh, I'm bad. I am bad. Everybody see how I added that little bit of purple to indicate that that collar was there? How cool is that? And then brought my hair around it. Zoom out. Oh my gosh, guys. Can you see how beautiful, can you appreciate how beautiful this piece is to color? Different from what we're doing. Now, everybody see how I've pulled out the hair and defined it so I can see what the heck is going on. Nothing exotic at all. And just like Sandra said, I'm having a ton of fun shading in and sketching in the elements. And I've got another little pink thingy here. Oh, Rhonda, tomorrow will be, yeah, you'll get there, sweetie. Well, Rhonda, just come into the room and relax and enjoy the coloring and the chat and my voice. zoom out. I'm just glad everything went well, Rhonda. Okay, so now when you're doing the hair, this is going to leave you the opportunity to emphasize and darken whatever area that you want. So this is a fun little project. Is you can start to work on the shading of the hair and what's going to be darker and what's going to be lighter. Zoom in. Yeah, and Rhonda, even if you don't feel like, you know, typing out text and talking and stuff, just sit and chill and relax. Okay, now everybody see how I'm just slowly starting to zoom out, darken and shade this hair. Now, I'm not doing this willy-nilly. I'm looking at what the author layered over one part over the next. And you guys know that when you get into a zone with coloring, that all of a sudden everything just starts naturally coming together. And if you were doing this image, it would start making sense where to darken and where you want to leave it a little lighter. That's the cool part. And the neat thing about coloring things like this is all of a sudden it's going to make sense to you, so that when you go on your next project, you'll know what to do and what to shade. Can you guys see how her head is starting to pop up beautifully now by me just going through and lightly shading her hair? It's just fun. It really is. Zoom in. For example, as I'm doing this hair here, I'm pulling out some extra lines that the artist never put in. Why not? And then what you can do, if you're doing this particular one and you're having a hard time seeing what's what, add a little color. So I think that right here is an earring. So I'll close that down. There we go. Guys, is what I'm saying making sense to you? Zoom out. Drop dead gorgeous, guys. How cool is this? All right, so I'm going to call it an evening. I hope that you learned something tonight. We had fun with the chalks on these flowers. Threw in a little bit of green. Just a tad. And then had some fun with the rest of this. So again, even if you're not into Oriental stuff, I want you to see the technique, okay? That's what I want you to learn. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. And as you now know, coloring with Claire. Claire will be coming in on the 14th. So I'm super excited about that. She'll be a lot of fun. I'm delighted to have her as a guest. All right, guys. Take care. Have fun. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. And I really hope that you enjoyed this and that you learned something tonight. All right, guys. Bye.